Yo guys, Tom here, back again with another video. In this one I want to talk about money making in business and creating the freedom that you want in your life, because I think it's so important, and a lot of us get trapped into doing the complete opposite of what we want to be doing. And so I want to kind of liberate you here and hopefully share some things that make you start thinking about your life and start making some changes that hopefully drive you down the pathway of where you want to go. So I'm going to keep this super authentic, super real. I'm going to share a couple stories along the way, what I've found, what I've kind of achieved. Not that you give a fuck, but just to kind of paint the picture and show you that what I'm talking about kind of makes sense in some ways. And again, like I said, the whole purpose of this video is hopefully to just start to get you thinking outside of the box. Because society kind of traps us into that one way of thinking, especially when it comes to finances and making money and creating your freedom and the life you want and you desire. I think like society really kind of boxes us in and kind of suppresses that desire that we have. And makes us settle, right? It makes us settle for what's comfortable and doesn't really give us any new and exciting things in our life. So I want to kind of start off by talking about a lot of people stuck in dead-end jobs, right? They hate the job. Well, they tell themselves they might like it, but deep down, there's always going to be that desire to want more in your life and have a desire for more in your life. And that's good and bad, because when you have that desire, it means you can push, if you follow it, to have better and greater things, but also it means that you can be discontent with what you already have, right? Which I think is also something you want to be careful of. That's something I've definitely found on this journey, especially like, I've built like a 6-figure coaching business and like just chasing money, right? And after making 6 figures, you feel like, cool, like, yeah, this is nice, but nothing's really different. Like I'm still the same person, I still have the same values, same beliefs, I still want to do the same things. And so you realize that money doesn't really change you, it just amplifies you, right? And that's a big thing to kind of realize, especially when you start going down the path of wanting to make more money. Don't chase money, right? Chase what you want to do in life, right? Create the life you want to create, not the money you want to make, right? It shouldn't be focused on that. It should be, okay, what do I want to do with my life? What am I passionate about? What do I really want to pursue and create? And that's what you should be focused on, right? So I'll share a couple stories of like how I got to those realizations. So when I first started in online business, that's how I kind of got my first leg up of like, it started with the curiosity, right? It's like, what are some other ways I can make money, right? I had an apprenticeship at the time. I was making like $12, $13 an hour. And then I started thinking like, okay, I'm getting paid like $12 to $13 an hour here. How can I make that same amount of money doing something I want to be doing, right? And that kind of thought and that curiosity is really what sparked this journey for me of like starting to pursue all these weird and interesting things. So I've done a lot of weird things, worked a lot of weird and interesting jobs. At one point, actually, I was getting paid to go to bars and drink, which is pretty interesting. I was getting paid like $5 to $10 per beer I would drink. Which is kind of fascinating, right? So there's all these weird and interesting things I've done to try and make money in all these fascinating ways, like flipping things, for example, buying PS4s from cash converters and then flipping them on Facebook Marketplace and making like $40, $50 profit, and just doing all these weird little things to try and make money, right? It's really taken me down an interesting path, and I kind of want to share a couple of those things with you, those lessons, because I think you guys can be really liberated and create freedom in your life if you start to pursue this pathway of like how to create money in different ways and how to actually value your time a lot more than just like an hourly wage, right? And so I'll speak from like where I am right now, the position I'm in right now. We're literally just about to go overseas and travel to the Philippines, Singapore, and then from there like travel all around the world, right? And I've always wanted to do that. That's something that's always been a big desire and a dream for me, and it's finally happening. We leave in like 3 days. And it's insane that this is happening in my life finally. And I have to have that moment of gratitude where I'm like, wow, like 2 years ago, little me just wanted to make $1,000 a month on his own and just be able to travel the world. Like that's what he wanted to do. And I'm like, that's such a small goal. And now I look at where I am now, and it's so much further ahead than I thought I was going to be. And I'm very grateful that I took the steps. I'm very grateful to be in this position. And I think that's really important is to have gratitude for your current scenarios, good and bad, right? I have a lot of bad shit that happens in my businesses and what I'm doing right now. A lot of bad, unhappy clients come to me. Like all this random shit happens in your life that really fucks with you, right? And I think it's so important to like get past that and have the gratitude for those experiences, because they grow you as a person and grow your character, and they need to happen for you to level up. And so I kind of want to talk, so for a lot of you, right, you're stuck in that like $12 to $13 an hour job. Maybe you're getting paid more, like $25, $30 an hour. I don't know what job you're working. Maybe you're a lifeguard. Lifeguards get paid a lot of money. It's like $30 an hour or something. It's ridiculous. But then there's like, retail, you've got Coles, you've got Woolworths, like wherever you are. If you're overseas in the other parts of the world, there's like different jobs you have. So I don't know what job you're working, but I would say it's not something you want to be doing for the rest of your life, right? And maybe you're in university, maybe you're studying, maybe you're hoping that you can become, a lawyer or a doctor or whatever that dream is for you. And that's great, that's fine. But this is going to be more so for the people who are stuck in a job. They don't have any other pathway they can see in front of them. They're just kind of rinse and repeating, doing the same thing every day, going to work, paying the bills, and they just feel like they're on this like treadmill, this never-ending cycle of just work, pay the bills, party on the weekends, and that's it, right? That's the extent of their life. And so I kind of want to talk to those people, because that's where I was, right? I was stuck there. I was stuck making that $12 to $13 an hour and just living life that way. And yeah, like I said, it started with the curiosity, it started with that thought. And that's what I hope I can instill in you from this video, is the curiosity to explore some other options you might have in your life, right? And other ways to make money and create freedom in your life. So it all starts with your desire, right? It all starts with your why. Like, what do you want and why do you want it, right? If you can answer those two questions, you will always have clarity in life, right? And the more foggy and clouded judgment you have around those questions, the more confused and like go with the flow you're gonna be, and that in turn is never gonna end up the way you want it, right? And that's how you get stuck doing things you don't wanna be doing. And so I would definitely sit down with yourself and ask yourself the question, what do you want? What do you wanna have out of this life? And get real specific, like for example, some of the things I wanna do. I wanna go to fucking Rio de Janeiro and learn salsa dancing, like random, right? But there's all these little random things that I want to achieve in my life that I'm working towards, and that give me a reason to start working on things and pursuing things, right? And then you think about the pathway, right? So once you have that goal you want to achieve, that vision you want to do, those things you want to achieve, right? Those things you want to do, then you can break it down into the steps. Okay, what do I need to do to get to there, right? And you're never going to see the whole staircase, right? You'll probably see like 3, 4, maybe 5 steps, but you're not going to see 20, 30, 50 steps ahead, right? You're not going to be able to see that far in the future. None of us have this like crazy vision into the future, right? We're just not like that. We're humans. We can only look at what's in front of us right now in the present moment. And so I think it's really important to focus on that first fucking step, right? And for a lot of you, if you want true freedom, and if you've done the research, you'll realize you need to have a fucking business, right? You need to have a business or investments, or you need to have real estate, or you need to have be invested into things that make you a return on your money so you can live off that, right? And so you'll realize that the way money works in this world is through business, real estate, and investments. Those are the 3 main ones. And so if you can focus on one of these 3 and really build it up, that's what's going to give you your freedom, right? And eventually, if you can dip in all 3 buckets, then you're going to be amazingly set. But focus on one first. Like I said, it starts with simplicity. You can't add so much complexity all at once. It just doesn't work. Our brains can't comprehend it. We can't think more than 3 steps ahead. So we need to keep it simple, right? And so for a lot of you who have never even thought about running a business or starting a business or investing before, or investing into real estate, for any of you who haven't thought about doing those things yet, it's really important that you do the first step, which is research, right? And it's amazing. We live in such an amazing time. We have YouTube, we have Google, we have Facebook, we have friends who are doing cool things. You have me you can talk to, again, like you probably know other people as well who are doing good shit that you want to be doing. And so we have all these resources at our disposal, and we don't fucking use them. Like, you can literally learn how to build a 7-figure business by just watching Google and YouTube videos, right? And just researching, because all the information is there. You just have to put it together to make things work. And it's crazy. Like, I've seen this more and more. So my girlfriend, she's always been like traditional business, right? And she hasn't really like known anything about the online space. And so it's been really interesting watching her literally just Google shit and YouTube shit, and she's learned how to do online business. And now she's like so competent in online business that it's ridiculous, right? And so it's just that first step, the first initial, okay, I'm going to do this. It's the affirmation of, hey, I'm going to start doing this, and then starting that task. That's what kicks off the momentum, right? So like as I probably mentioned before, it's you don't build shit overnight, but things can happen fast, right? And I think it's a big thing to start studying a lot of mindset things, because at the end of the day, if you're building a business, if you're investing, if you're like doing property, like whatever you're doing, it always comes back to you, right? You are the center of that, right? Your knowledge, your skill sets, that's what it starts with. And so with business is all about skill sets, right? The more skill sets you have, the more money you can make, because you can stack these things together, right? And so, yeah, the biggest realization I had, like when I first got into business, when I first started, I was trying to do like affiliate marketing, where you basically refer someone to a product and you get a commission in return for referring someone to that product. And I made not a single cent doing that, but I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I needed to actually succeed. And so I took that and moved on to the next thing, right? And this is probably a similar journey you guys are going to go through if you really want to pursue this and you really, truly want that desire that you should have thought about just before. Is like, what do you want, right? Again, start with that. What do you want? And then how are you going to get there, right? And so, like I said, for most of you, it's going to be business. Some people, it'll be investments because you have cash flow to burn. You can invest in real estate, whatever it is for you, right? You got to find your thing, right? But for me, it's definitely business. And like I said, when I started, I did affiliate marketing, didn't make a single cent, but I learned a lot more to take the next step. And so you've got to focus on what that next step is. And so then after affiliate marketing, I jumped into doing lead generation for local businesses. So I basically build websites, rank them on Google so that people, when they search for like carpet cleaning in Geelong, someone would search for that and they would go to my website and they would call the number, right? And I would basically redirect that number to a business owner who does carpet cleaning. And then from there, I was able to charge that business owner for those leads I was sending them, right? So that's what I ended up doing. And I did that for a little bit, had a couple clients, nothing major, didn't really make any good money, not enough to live off, definitely. But then the next thing I jumped into after that is really what took off, right? And that was coaching, right? I moved into the coaching space. So I started coaching people on how to do what I was doing with the leads, right? And I coached them on how to find more clients. And that's a valuable skill set, right? And so you'll notice as you progress through this journey, you get more and more valuable as you go on, right? So me generating leads for a local business owner, I couldn't really get paid any more than $500, $1,000 a month, right? Not a super valuable service. But having like progressed through that, I learned more and more, and I was able to add more skill sets on to the point where now I was doing the coaching, right? And the coaching was really valuable. That was something I could charge $2,500 for, $3,000 for. And that was what I did. And I grew that coaching business into a 6-figure business. We made over $100,000 in that business, right? And so that was so much more of a valuable skill than, say, the affiliate marketing, right? And so when you're starting, you're doing those first steps, focus on the valuable skill sets, right? And I always like to say to people, this is probably like a biased opinion, so you don't have to listen to this, but if you're learning business, the most valuable skill set you can ever have is marketing and sales. Because if you can make someone else more money, they will pay you money, right? And it's that simple. And so that's what I really focused on. And then the coaching business, I shut down the coaching business, and now I'm doing what I'm doing now, which is helping people with Facebook groups and how to attract their audience and sell, which is exactly what I was doing for my coaching business, right? So you can see this progression happening of, okay, I started with lead generation for local businesses, and then I started coaching people on how to do lead generation for local businesses. And then now I'm doing a done for you offer, which is basically we run a Facebook group for people to sell their offer, which is exactly what I was doing for my coaching offer, right? And so it's this progression that happens step by step by step. Nothing happens overnight. It takes time. It takes the energy to invest in yourself, in your mindset, in your skill sets, in your values, your beliefs, and changing those to be able to level up. And so again, like I said, it gets more and more valuable as you go on, right? The affiliate marketing is not that valuable, but doing the lead generation for local business was a little bit more valuable. And then what was more valuable than that was doing the coaching. And now what I'm doing now is way more valuable. I actually literally just the other week landed a $6,000 a month client, right? And to me, like back then, I would have been like, no way, I would never be able to make that amount of money, right? But now being at that point, having gone through all those like lessons and those learnings and building those skill sets, now having a $6,000 a month client is insane, right? The progression of that is insane. And who knows where I'm going next, right? I'm still very early in my journey. There's people making like way more money than me. And I'm not comparing anyway, because I'm in my own lane. I don't give a fuck about what anyone else is doing. But it's crazy to think like where I can take this thing, where we can go if we really put our minds to it. And so I hope this inspires you. I hope this gives you some like actionable advice. Like I said, it really starts with those first few steps. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a while, to inspire a couple of you, because I know there's just so many people who are stuck in a job, and I hate seeing it, right? Because I was exactly there, right? Doing the apprenticeship, I fucking hated it. It was so shit. And the way to escape that, like I said, build your skill sets, become more valuable. If you become more valuable, you can make more money and have more freedom in your life. And yeah, I truly believe that if you start with that first step, you build the momentum, you kick it off. And if you stay persistent, you can really achieve whatever you want. You know, it sounds cliche, it sounds bullshit, but like, here's another thing, right? Here's another thing I've realized. I'm lazy as fuck, right? I'll own up to that. I'll fucking own that. And I hate saying these I am statements because you can always change as a person. But right now I'm fucking lazy, right? I don't do a lot of work, and I never really have done a lot of work, right? I hustled a little bit, and I fucking passed out one time because I was hustling so much. It was like 3 a.m. at night. I was working on my laptop and I passed out. Had to go to hospital. That wasn't fun. And so since then, I'm like, well, hey, I don't need to work hard. I just need to work smart, right? If you have the right people and the right skill sets and you're valuable, you don't need to work hard. Things become easy. And so it's that initial like struggle that yeah, it's a little bit shit. It's annoying. It doesn't have to be hard though. You can keep it simple. And so I just wanted to kind of throw that in there because like I know when I was starting, I watched Gary Vee and like, you know, Grant Cardone and all these fuckheads who are just like preaching the hustle culture of like, you've got to fucking eat shit, you know, you've got to put in the work. And I'm like, it's not like that. It's not like that. Sure, if you worked like 15-hour days, you could probably get more done. But like, why would you want to? You're just going to burn yourself out. It's not fun, right? And I think you have to make it fun because you build from such a more inspired place. And it's like this whole thing of like chaos and order. Like the order gives you the routines, the clarity, the like hustle, right? And the chaos gives you the ideas and like the freedom to be spontaneous. And I think if you have a balance of both of the order and the chaos, you can really kind of build something you actually fucking enjoy. That's the key thing, right? Why would you want to build something you fucking hate that's just bringing you money? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so, yeah, I'll leave you with that. Like I said, it starts with the first step. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. You don't have to work hard. You just have to work smart. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, feel free to like drop comments down below or whatever. Yeah, I don't really give a fuck if anyone's like gonna drop hate or shit. I don't care. Like just yeah, like you probably think I look like a douchebag. I'm wearing my fucking shirt, got gold chain. I'm actually wearing thongs though. Literally wearing thongs. So I'm a fucking dag. I don't give a shit. I don't know why I said that, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end that here before I talk any more shit. I hope you guys find this valuable in some way. If this inspires you and you start taking some steps, please do let me know. I would love to help you on your journey. I'm looking to give back in little pieces like this, just because I think it's so important to like reach back and help people up and help them achieve what they want to achieve. So if you guys need any help with anything, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to have a conversation. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. But that's pretty much all for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.